Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Daily Antidote of Song. We have Happy Traum with us today. He played us into the room. I'm Diane Dowling. I'm Carpe Diem Arts' CFO. I'm the accountant person, and they asked me to step in and host today. And I'm so thrilled because I love to get outside the box. I love accounting, but I really also like people. And so it's great to be here today hosting you. It's June 1st, so happy June. And happy Pride Month and any other of the celebrations that are coming up in June. We're looking forward to celebrating later on the 21st of the month here at Carpe Diem Arts when we have our community family sing each month. So I see, I'm going to say my hellos, and I see Brian. Hello, Brian, rocking in your rocking chair. And I see Jenny coming to us from Suffolk. Hello, Jenny. And Annette. I know your name, and nice to see you in person here, so to speak. And Arlene as well, Arlene coming in from California. And so good morning to you, I suppose. Curly Tops, hello, hello. Oh, good, yay, lots of smiles and waves, I love it. And Mabel, hello, and your bear, yes, of course. And Susan, hi. Karen from Iowa, thank you, hello for coming. And Carolyn from Boise, 780. Where do you keep track? You show that every day? Oh my goodness. I'm always busy doing the accounting, of course, so I'm not here every day. Kate from Charlottesville and Kevin, what does that say? Flutin in DC? Oh, you have your flute. Oh, wonderful. You can play along. And Kathleen from Albuquerque. Hello, Kathleen. Nice to see you today. Kathy on your iPad there. Are you traveling somewhere? It looks like. Hi. Hopefully you're not the driver. Are you the driver? Well, just listen. Okay, good. Hi, Anne in Nashville. I've spoken with you before. Nice to see you. Hello, Carolyn in DC. I see you're busy on the phone, so I'll pass by. Hello, Anne in Maryland, and Deborah in Kentucky. Hello. And Deli, hi there. You're outdoors. Oh, are you in the DC area? Yes, it's going to be in the 90s and very humid here today. So make sure you have some water with you. Hello, Luda from British Columbia. I bet it's nice and cool up there by comparison. And Ruth in Birmingham. Hello, Ruth. Bonnie Schuster. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to see you again. And Jamie also from British Columbia. Nice to see you as well. And let's see who else I have. I have Bob Walker. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you. Good. Nice big wave there. Hello, Aloysius. Hello, Nicola. And hello, Simke from Maryland. And Kevin, you're missing. Hello. I see movement. Okay, good. So you're still there. Harriet, nice to see you. And Storm. Hi, Storm. Nice to see you again. Gary and Bob is in Massachusetts walking. Okay, well, good to bring some music along on your walk. And we've got Lynn, who's busy grooming a dog, it looks like. And oh my goodness, so many people. This is wonderful. Harriet and Jamie and Trish. Hi, Trish from Victoria as well. And Becky and Joni and Lisa. Wow, we have a lot of Canadians here today. Sarah Page from Texas. Kate is wandering and she's having trouble connecting to audio. I hope she hears us soon. And Sandy. Hi, Sandy. You're clapping or waving there, I see. Thank you. And then we have a number of people here that don't have their pictures, but that's okay. We're going to just kind of give a big hello to them as well. Amanda and Miles, Loriana, Kachina and Courtney, and Kat, and Kathy and Jane. Welcome to all of you. And thank you for joining us today for the Daily Antidote of Song. Thank you. Thank you. So today we have Happy Traum joining us. Happy has been making music for many years, all the way back to the Greenwich Village days, and singing with
Bob
back
to the 1950s, if you can believe it.
That's wonderful. Yep. And you've sung with some amazing artists, and so I'm sure you have lots of stories to tell, maybe after your song. Today's song, Happy's been with us before. So some of you may have heard his wonderful musicianship. He plays the guitar and sings. Let's see. I would like to just mention that Afterwards, we'll have some time to chat with Happy. I'll be asking him a few questions and we'll learn a little bit more about him. But I think we probably ought to just move right into our song at this point. So if you want to lead us, the song is it in the chat now? Let's take a look and see.
Yeah, well,
It is. There's a bright side somewhere.
there's a bright side somewhere. It's there's some optimism in that idea, and that's one of the reasons I like this song. It's optimistic, and these days we could use all the optimism we can get. It's actually an old gospel song. I learned it from a friend of mine, a great guitar player and singer named Mary Flower. I don't know if she's ever been on this broadcast, but she's wonderful. She's from out in the Portland, Oregon area. But then over the last few years, I've just sort of made up my own rendition of it, my own guitar parts and ideas. So, but it's a great song to sing along with because it's really, really simple. And it just goes, the title, there's a bright side somewhere. It goes, there's a bright side somewhere. Then that repeats, there's a bright side somewhere. Then it says, let's not rest until we find it. And that repeats every time the verses come around, that line, let's not rest until we find it. And then guess what? There's a bright side somewhere. So the song actually goes a lot faster than that, but let's just try it one time together. Slow like that. So there's a bright side somewhere. There's a bright side somewhere. There's a bright side somewhere. Let's not rest. Let's not rest until we find it. There's a bright side somewhere. So I just recorded this song for a new CD that I'm working on. It's the first one I've done in 6 or 7 years. I started it over 2 years ago, but then COVID came along and we couldn't go in the studio and get people together and all that stuff. But now it's a little more relaxed. So I just put this song down with a bunch of really great musicians playing along with me. Larry Campbell on mandolin, Amy Helm, Levon Helm's daughter singing harmony with me, and it's really a lot of fun. So when it's up to tempo, the song goes like this. There's a bright side somewhere. There's a bright side somewhere. Let's not rest. Let's not rest until we find it. There's a bright side somewhere. Now the verses change just a little bit, one word. There's more joy somewhere. So more joy. There's more joy somewhere. Let's not rest until we find it. There's more joy somewhere. I think you're catching on now, right? How about more love? There's more love somewhere. There's more love somewhere. Let's not rest until we find it. There's more love somewhere. I'm going to play it on the guitar now. There's more peace somewhere. There's more peace somewhere. Let's not rest until we love somewhere. Can't get too much love. Let's not rest until we found it. There's more love somewhere. I'll play one more time. There's a bright side. There's a bright side somewhere. There's a bright side somewhere. Let's not rest until we find it. There's a bright side somewhere. Let's not rest. Let's not rest until we find it. There's a bright side somewhere. Yeah. I wish I could have heard you all singing along with me.
That was terrific, Happy. Bob in Massachusetts walking along. I bet that put a perk in your step and you traveled very easily during that song.
Great. Good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, that was wonderful. And what I really enjoyed hearing is that you're still making music. Even though you've been doing it for so long, you haven't tired. You still have something to say and you still have something you want to share. So you're still creating new music. Tell us
Yeah,
about your new
I'm still
CD.
doing it, and I'll keep doing it as long as I can possibly do it. I just had an 84th birthday the other day, so yeah.
Congratulations and happy belated birthday. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. We have a lot of older people on the Daily Antidote of Song, and I know that you all have something to say. And I love it when you find a medium to be able to express yourself. So I find the arts, of course, is what I enjoy using for my medium as well. On your new CD, is there a particular theme to it?
Well, the theme, like all of my CDs. It's a lot of traditional and roots music. Um, some I have one Bob Dylan song. I have a song by Eric Anderson, a good old friend of mine. A lot of traditional songs. A couple of good, nice instrumentals where I just play the guitar and uh, either by myself, or there are a couple where I have one or two accompanists and that's it. Um, but it's kind of a there's a nice Woody Guthrie song, an old song I used to sing with friends in Washington Square Park in the Village back in the 50s. So and I have some great players on it with me. So I have almost 20 different artists playing, backing me up. So it's really going to be a fun record, I think.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, I read when I was preparing, I read somewhere that you performed "Blowing in the Wind." You were one of the first to record that song by Bob Dylan. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was in a group in the early 60s called the New World Singers, and Bob Dylan was a fan of our group. He used to come to our shows when we played around places like Gertie's Folk City and the Gaslight Cafe and the Bitter End, all these Greenwich Village clubs. And he used to sort of funnel his new songs over to us so we could learn them and sing them. This was before people were singing his songs that much. So, he was eager to get people singing his songs at that point. So he taught us Blowing in the Wind, and we went in the studio at Folkways Records to make a benefit record with a whole bunch of other people: Pete Seeger, Phil Oakes, Bob Dylan, and our group, and several others. The Freedom Singers from Albany, Georgia were there. And it was a benefit for Broadsides magazine, which was at that time publishing the songs of the young sort of topical songwriters, people writing political songs or songs of, change that were going on in the, early 60s. So we went in the studio, we recorded Blowing in the Wind, and it came out, and it was maybe 2 months before Bob's version came out, or of course Peter, Paul and Mary then had a huge hit, so not that many people heard our version, but we couldn't compete with Peter, Paul and Mary, but we were the first anyway.
It
So
was nice that Bob came to you first, right?
yeah, yeah. And he, when we recorded it, he was standing 3 feet away from us as we were doing it. So, um, you know, we got his approval on it.
Now, what do you think? I was listening to one of the other artists who comes into our room frequently. She had done a TED talk, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten who it was. If Katie, if you remember, maybe you can put it in the chat to me. But she had done a TED talk oh, about how the songs of change were such an important part of the civil rights movement.
Hmm.
And she was speaking at this TED talk to a lot of younger people, and she was talking about how surprising it is that today's movements don't really include as much songwriting and singing like in marches and things like that.
Hmm.
What do you think of that? And do you think it's important that that change?
Well, I think that was a specific era when kind of the world of folk music, guitars, banjos, and that kind of thing were kind of being incorporated into that um, consciousness of change. The civil rights movement, especially, because so much of the music from that movement was based on old spirituals and gospel songs from the South, a lot of them, and were being changed. I mean, We Shall Not Be Moved, We Shall Overcome, all these songs were originally old spirituals.
Mhm.
And then people started writing new verses for those. Pete Seeger and other people who were songwriters and adding more modern ideas to them. So it kind of became a singing movement, and I think a lot more than now. But the world is a different place now, and that was kind of almost a more naive place then, even though they were life or death situations that people were in, especially in the South, but even in parts of the North. And the main issues I think were civil rights and anti-nuke, because that was at a point where we were always worried about nuclear attack or
Right,
nuclear
right.
retaliation or whatever. Um, so peace was a big thing, and I
I
think
mean, so
songs just were a big part of it.
I know how stuck commercial jingles get in my mind. And so I feel like the use of music to convey a message in a short message that can be repeated and get stuck into people's minds would be a really
Mhm.
positive thing. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see us as a nation find a way to move back to that so that we have
Hmm.
young people hearing messages in short little musical snippets that then continue to resonate and stick with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole movement, the whole music has morphed into other things. So it's not quite the same national interest or international interest in kind of folk type songs, although that's still very much with us, but not as much of a movement as it was at one time.
Right. So you mentioned something about teaching, and I also remember that I had seen on your website that you have a whole another website where you have like videos and teaching instruments for like little videos and things like that. Can you tell us a little bit about that in case there's someone on the call on the Zoom who wants to
Sure.
take up
Well,
the
aside from being a performer and a guitar player, my I've always been a teacher as well, guitar teacher, and over 50 years ago, my wife Jane and I started a company. It was originally called Homespun Tapes, because we literally were spinning out tapes on our kitchen table, going, from a master or a main tape to a copy of a tape, so we could send it out to people who were interested in learning basic guitar stuff. Well, that kind of grew and grew and grew, and we got other people involved, and now we have probably 600 or 700 different lessons by over almost 300 different instructors. Some of them really famous. Some of them heroes of mine. People like Pete Seeger made a teaching video for us, and people like Tony Rice and Sam Bush, a lot of bluegrass artists, and Dr. John on piano. And, we have a treasure trove of wonderful instruction for beginners all the way to professional level. And you can just go, now it's called homespun.com. That's our website. And just browse around there and see what we have to offer. It's a lot of really wonderful material by lots and lots of different performing artists who also are teachers. So Jane, my wife, has all these years has been the kind of stalwart organizer behind it, and I do the teaching and the producing of other people's lessons, and still doing it to this day.
I think it's great because you have a passion and a love, and you're sharing it with others so that they can take up the same passion and continue it on. I was reminded in the chat that I did not mean to say that there weren't people today writing songs of change. Certainly there are. And if I said that there aren't, I apologize. I just meant that
are. Yeah, definitely.
I just would like them to get stuck in people's heads more and get these messages out there more. Yeah, definitely. So, okay, well, listen, and there was another person here, and I am scrolling back in the chain. Storm, one of our regulars here on the Daily Antidote of Song, he says in the chat that he used to interact with you and Artie. I believe that's your brother, right? Who passed?
It's my late brother. Yeah.
He says he
used to interact with us how?
Through Chelsea House and programs at Hampshire College and the Pioneer Valley Folklore Society. And he sends his blessings. So.
Great. Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Good.
Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you so much for being in the room. I was thinking maybe now would be a good time for you to take us through the song one more time.
Sure. I don't think I have to teach it again.
No.
I don't think so. So, okay, we'll just do the same song and see what comes out this time. As I said before, I wish I could hear everybody singing with me. Well, there's a bright side somewhere. There's a bright side somewhere. Let's not rest until we found it. There's a bright side somewhere. How about more love? There's more love somewhere. There's more love somewhere. Let's not rest until we find it. There's more love somewhere. More joy. There's more joy somewhere. There's more joy somewhere. Let's not rest until we find it. There's more joy somewhere. More peace. There's more peace somewhere. More peace somewhere. Let's not rest until we find it. There's more peace somewhere. I'll play on the guitar now. There's a bright side. There's a bright side somewhere. There's a bright side somewhere. Let's not rest until we find it. There's a bright side somewhere. One more time. There's a bright side somewhere.
Thank you very much. We're going to start our goodbyes. Thank you for coming in today, Happy. It's been a joy.
Thanks, everybody.
Getting to know you.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. Thanks.
All right. See you again soon, I hope. And we're going to say our goodbyes to, let's see, Anna and Aloysius and Amos. Goodbye. Anne in Nashville, nice having you here today. Thank you. Anne from Maryland. Annette, thank you everybody for being here. Let me see if who else we have to say goodbye to. Jane and Jenny from Suffolk, have a nice day over there in the UK. Karen from Iowa, thank you for coming in. Kevin Ennis, thank you for being here, day 787. Kevin Flutin in DC, thank you for joining. I hope that was an easy song to play along with. And I'm going to my full screen here to see if I can see anybody else that I've missed. Bob and Mabel. Bob, you weren't here when I said the hello, so hello and goodbye to you. Kathleen from Albuquerque, bye-bye to you. And Carolyn in DC, Bonnie, Ruth, thank you all for coming. Nicola, thank you for joining us from the UK. Aloysius, I said goodbye to you already, but hello and goodbye again. Let's see, go to my next screen. Hoda, thank you for joining us. I saw you singing along and bouncing, so you were enjoying it. I enjoy seeing everybody having a good time. Thank you. Curly Tops, I saw you guys singing along. Yeah, woo, nice job. I do wish, like, happy that I could hear all of you. That would have been wonderful. And Linda, nice to have had you join us. Storm, thank you for adding in the chat so many wonderful things. I appreciate that as a newbie here as the host. So thank you for helping us along. Jamie, thank you for being here. Ralph, both of you from Victoria. Do you know each other? You're in the same province, right? So, or same city, maybe you know each other. Who knows? It's a big place. Let's see. Kathy, thank you for joining us. Kat, Amos, thank you. Have a good day, all of you, and a happy June to everyone. Tomorrow, I'm looking to see if I have the name of who is here tomorrow, and I don't. So look for it in the email. You'll have it tomorrow, I'm sure. Bye-bye now.